Welcome back to Cee-C Update. Today's episode of Jhanak, love turns into courage and pain becomes purpose. Jhanak finally gets the love she deserves. As Parashar confesses his feelings, Anirudh stands up against Shubhu and Appu's final goodbye. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And now, let's dive right into it.
This episode opens with Jhanak asking Parashar to let her join his mission. Parashar tells her not to, saying her life is already tough, and he doesn't want to put her in danger. He admits that what he's doing could even get him killed. Jhanak insists she wants a new purpose. He tells her to stick to helping other women, as her life matters to him. Bablu tries to feed Moon by promising to take her to her mother. Moon refuses, wanting to see her mom first. Shubhankar says Jhanak is her real mother, and she should go to her, and Jana says Anirudh has proof. But Shubhankar warns her not to get involved. He tells Arundhati not to trust Jhanak. Tanuja criticizes Moon's behavior, and Shubhankar adds that she doesn't even resemble Anirudh or Arshi. Arundhati defends Moon, saying she grew up in a village. Bablu questions Shubhankar's harsh words. Chatan expresses his disappointment in Shubhankar. Shubhankar insists that Moon shouldn't carry their surname and asks Anjana to take her away. Anjana scolds him and takes Moon inside. He tells Arundhati that the recording won't prove anything. Arshi walks in and asks where Moon is. Bablu says Anjana took her. Arshi says Anirudh has changed and always seems distracted. Emri Nalini tells her to be patient. Arshi says Anirudh mumbled Jhanak and Moon's names in his sleep. She brings Moon out. Moon says she wants her mother. When asked about her father, she says her parents are in Kolkata. Arshi claims to be her mother, but Moon insists Jhanak is her mom and runs off. Menka getting ready as a bride. Thanks Ishani for her help. Ishani wonders if Menka will keep living for others. Menka says she's just a simple village girl and asks Ishani to attend the wedding. Ishani says she's not thinking about marriage. Arshi watches Moon sleeping. Anirudh arrives and asks what she's doing. Arshi says he brought Moon home suddenly, which made her uneasy. He tells her not to be suspicious and reminds her of the recording. He says if she still doubts, he'll hand Moon over to Arundhati and Anjana. Arshi says she's confused, and Anirudh warns her not to speak ill of Moon again. He asks her to trust him for Moon's sake. Parashar confesses his love to Jhanak but says he'll always respect her wishes. Jhanak tells him she can't love him back but promises to always be his friend. That's enough for Parashar. Moon wakes up crying for her mother. Anirudh comforts her until she sleeps. He asks Arshi to accept Moon with love. Arshi agrees but questions his feelings. He says he's trying to love her and needs time. Arshi accuses him of loving someone else. Anirudh says that love is over now. Parashar asks about Janak's puja plate. Veer says he thought Jhanak wasn't doing puja, so he didn't arrange one. Parashar asks Rani and Pool to convince Jhanak, but they say she already refused to go to the village fair with them. Jhanak tells Parashar she isn't interested. He suggests she go to the river to offer prayers to the moon and tells Veer to prepare a puja plate in his name. He won't go himself but wants Veer to do it for him. Kanka questions why he's doing all this for his fake wife. Parashar tells her to stay out of his personal matters. Jhanak asks him to calm down. He says Veer will hand her the plate and believes she'll find peace. Rani encourages Jhanak and she agrees to go. Before they leave, Parashar tells the men to keep their women safe. Veer says not to worry. Jhanak firmly states women can take care of themselves, which makes Parashar smile. She leaves with Rani and Pool. Elsewhere, Menka's bidai begins. Sandhya reminds her to keep her in-laws happy. Abhijeet says they'll leave after the fair. Grandma tells Menka's husband to look after her. He promises he will. Menka hugs everyone goodbye and leaves. Ishani says she'll never marry. Abhijeet tells her it's hard to live alone and she should consider marriage. He suggests she go to the fair. At home, Lalon checks Appu's temperature and says she has a fever. He wants to call a doctor, but Appu says it's nothing serious. Kajal arrives with Jeet. Lalon insists Appu should see a doctor, but she brushes it off. She asks Jeet how her in-laws are treating her. Jeet says all is fine. Lalon still calls the doctor and later says old medicines will do. Appu agrees and asks Kajal if they can go meet Jhanak. Lalon surprises everyone by saying he knows where Jhanak is. Appu is shocked when Lalon reveals Anirudh met her recently. He also mentions Moon. Appu asks about Similboni. Anirudh wonders if Appu doesn't want to meet Moon. Appu says she wants to meet Jhanak first and asks if she's married. Kajal says Jhanak married a local man. Appu faints, Lalon picks her up. At the fair, Ishani spots Jhanak and runs to her. They hug. Ishani says she missed her a lot. Jhanak didn't expect to meet her there. Ishani asks what she's doing in the village. Jhanak says they'll talk in private. Jeet sees Ishani and tells Dev he plans to kidnap her for rejecting him. Jhanak introduces Ishani to Kanka. Kanka asks her to stay for the puja, but Jhanak promises to return soon. Ambika appears and recognizes Jhanak, who takes her blessings. Ishani tells Ambika she's going to the lake with Jhanak, and they leave. Jeet and his gang quietly follow. While walking, Ishani asks Jhanak what she'll wish for. Jhanak thinks of Anirudh and Moon and wishes they don't get separated. Dev tells Jeet to wait for the right time. Ishani and Jhanak talk about the past. Jhanak says fate brought her to the village. She tells Ishani to ask about Jhanak in Similboni. Ishani says her name suits her. Jhanak says everyone calls her Jhanak there. Ishani says she's preparing for IPS. She also tells her about Jeet's behavior. Jhanak says Ishani hasn't changed. Ishani brings up Janak's marriage. Jhanak remembers how Arshi stopped it and denies ever getting married. As they ride in an auto to the lake, Jeet suddenly blocks their way. Ishani explains who Jeet is, and when Jhanak tells him to leave, he grabs Ishani and drives off. Jhanak tries to stop him but gets pushed by Dev. Jhanak runs to the temple and informs Ambika that Jeet has taken Ishani. Ambika panics. Jhanak urges her to stay strong and focus on finding Ishani. Ambika tells Sandhya to call Anandya for help. At home, Jhanak updates Abhijeet too. Jeet takes Ishani to a temple for a forced marriage. He says he loves her and doesn't want to waste time. Ishani pleads with him, saying he's doing all this out of anger. Dev mocks her, saying she's lucky. Jeet wants to hurry up before anyone finds them. Elsewhere, Shubhankar accuses Lalon of purposely neglecting Appu's treatment to marry Kajal. Anirudh defends Lalon, calling the accusation baseless. Tensions rise as Shubhankar insists he's right. Arundhati tries to calm things down, but it gets emotional. At the hospital, Lalon breaks down after hearing Appu's condition is worsening. Anuradha and Kajal try to console him. Lalon feels helpless and says he won't sing again after Appu's death. Kajal, also hurting, encourages him to stay hopeful. Back at the temple, Ishani refuses to accept the marriage even if Jeet puts cinder on her forehead. Jeet claims he chose her over Jhanak. Ishani begs him not to ruin her life. Abhijeet informs the police and asks Anandya to help. Jhanak insists they act fast. Kanka wants her to go home, but Jhanak refuses. She tells Veer to take the women back. The police arrive, and Jhanak fears Jeet will go through with the marriage, remembering how Anirudh once married and divorced her. Abhijeet is determined to stop him, though Anandya warns him no one will help because they fear Jeet. Still, Abhijeet is ready to go alone. Ambika offers to go with him, but he's worried for her safety. Jhanak insists on joining them since she knows where Jeet took Ishani. At the temple, Jeet urges the priest to begin the wedding rituals. Ishani begs the priest for help, but he says he's helpless. Jeet is dangerous. Jeet pushes things forward, asking about the wedding outfits. Dev says everything is ready. The priest's wife and daughter are asked to help Ishani dress up. Later, Jeet and Ishani sit at the Hawan. The priest begins chanting. Just then, Jhanak and Abhijeet arrive with police. Ishani feels a wave of relief. Jeet pretends Abhijeet is there to bless them. Ishani tells the police she was brought here by force and Jeet wants revenge. Abhijeet demands his arrest. The police agree to take Jeet in. Jeet shouts that he'll still marry Ishani. On his order, his men grab Ishani and Jhanak. Jhanak escapes, grabs a sickle, and warns the goons. She tells the police to take Ishani to safety. When Dev pulls a gun, Ishani snatches it. Jhanak tells Jeet that girls like them are enough to fight him. The police arrest Jeet and his men. The priest praises Jhanak and Ishani for their courage. The next day, Lalon tells Appu to rest. She doesn't want to stay alone. She asks Anjana why Anirudh didn't bring Moon. Anjana says he will once Appu gets better. Bablu checks with Lalon about the doctor's update. Anjana thinks Appu looks weaker and says she'll take her home for a while. Lalon resists. Anirudh asks them not to separate Appu from the family. Appu tells Lalon not to cry and says she'll become a star soon. Everyone gets emotional. She asks Lalon to sing for her one last time. He struggles but eventually sings as tears roll down. Kajal and Anirudh try to comfort him. Later, Bablu asks Lalon about Appu's condition. Kajal says the illness has spread completely, and Appu won't live long. Bablu breaks down. Back at the village, Jhanak returns home. Parashar questions her. Kanka accuses her of breaking village rules by staying out overnight. Jhanak says she isn't answerable to anyone. Parashar asks where she was, but Jhanak refuses to explain. She admits breaking the rules and decides to leave the village. Rani and Pool support Jhanak, but she tells them not to. Kanka insults her and says Janak's marriage with Parashar is fake. Jhanak accuses Kanka of wanting Parashar for herself. Parashar quietly wonders if Jhanak still loves Anirudh. From heartbreak to heroism, Jhanak proves once again that strength isn't about power, it's about heart. But can she truly escape her past? Do you wish Jhanak to marry Parashar or wait for Anirudh forever? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.